There was a topic that was brought to my attention the other day, and it was simply male loneliness is natural selection. And unfortunately, I mostly agree. It is. Unfortunately, for a lot of us guys out here, it's tough. And getting the punani is going to be one incredible journey. It is going to be a more daunting task than literally homeward bound. Them dogs and cats finding their way home across the country, that was one incredible journey. And it's going to be tougher than that. I'm telling you, when Shadow got stuck in that mud hole and my heart was falling up out of my asshole because of how disappointing it was for me to see him struggle like that, the pain, him wanting to get home and realizing I ain't gonna make it, guys. And then when he got home and, it was like, damn, man, Shadow, we left his ass. Like, they were firing on us and they got Shadow in the leg and, we couldn't stop him. And, he told us to run and I wanted to save him. And he told us to run and I realized it was the right decision. But then Shadow shows up limping in one of the greatest moments in movie history. One of the moments that always will make you tear up. I mean, I swear to God, if you've seen this movie, you know what I'm talking about. Every time I see it, I tear up. I might tear up if I actually was watching this right now, except for it being a over the top, B-roll here. I mean, because it always hits. It always hits. It's truly incredible. But going back to natural selection, I really think this is what's happening to men out here. And just like the story I was trying to tell recently about one of my friends about needing to pay for the box because the man's about to hit 40 and he hasn't clapped any cheeks. And it's like, dude, you're running out of time. Eventually, if you don't use it, you lose it. I don't know if that's real, but we don't want to find out. I'm telling you, that's not something you want to go through in life. I mean, that level of disappointment, I'm pretty sure, is gotta hurt. It's just like I was discussing the other day with one of my best friends, it would be really, really, really unfortunate to be one of those who has an actual micro penis. It's one thing to have a small dong, but to have a micro is another level of yo. Now, if you're suffering from this and you're watching this video, my heart goes out to you. And also, there's still ways to work around this. You might have to get creative, but there's ways to do these things because those people still succeed in this world. You might have to take out your vengeance upon, financially or something like that and make sure you get rich, because that's apparently a whole bunch of people's origin stories here on YouTube. A lot of people's origin stories was, well, I got bullied when I was in middle school and I basically took that the rest of my life and I wanted to get vengeance on folks by just being a great person and finding a way to make a lot of money and rubbing it in their face later. I mean, yada yada, stuff like that. I mean, that's a lot of people. I apparently had to, great YouTubers out here all got bullied in middle school or in high school, and I'm just like, damn, but I just didn't even see that much bullying altogether. I know I recently talked about one of my boys getting guillotined, in fourth grade. It was ugly. It was one of the worst beatdowns I've ever seen in my entire life. And that's when it was early in life. But he survived it because I decided I was going to play hero that day. My God, almost a terrible decision on my part, and I made my way up out of that bitch. But, I found a way. Sorry, I continue to divert away from what I'm talking about today. And it's about the natural selection and going back to my friend who's basically going to be the 40-year-old virgin. We need to fix it. It's one of those things like, brother, we need to go ahead and buy this because there is natural selection, and apparently you're not being selected. You're not being selected to the point it's destroyed you psychologically to the point you've given up. I'd be looking at these comment sections on these videos that, Courtney Ryan be putting out and all the 75 different copycats that exist out here on YouTube. I mean, actually, there's way more. What the hell am I talking about? There's way more than 75. There's a lot of them. Just like red pillars and people who trying to give relationship advice all the time, dude, they're getting replicated every 5 seconds. And they're just posting a bunch of shit content everywhere. And these dudes, they never stop. I'm telling you, everybody, everywhere you go is somebody trying to preach to you about the top 5 things that you need to do in dating to get, ass, or whatever you need to do to make sure you get married, or 5 different ways to crash out to make sure that you look like a buffoonery degenerate. I mean, there's a lot of different things that pop up on YouTube. I've seen them all. So these individuals who are out here promoting this stuff, they're letting you know that women are wanting a specific type of man. Now, some of them are trying to teach women a way of hey, maybe you should open up to some of the guys that maybe you aren't selecting. But the dating apps are giving us evidence that, yeah, they are selecting a certain, percentage of us. Now, I don't know where I teeter on both of those percentages. I think somewhere between the line of almost chosen and not quite in the lower category. I'd like to believe that, but maybe that's self-delusion. Maybe, I don't know. But I also would like to know what you believe about this as well. I'm just very curious. Like, do you believe that it's natural selection? Do you believe that women are ultimately just saying, hey, I don't want to waste, if I'm going to get pregnant by a man, that it be your worthless genes? And people who got upset about the whole Sydney Sweeney ad about the genes. I mean, listen, and that's what people be doing out here. That's what natural selection is. It is eugenics. Regardless of what people want to say and whatnot, I mean, that's what that is. I'm not saying that you're basically not, advocating for like killing off race mixing and stuff like that. But no, just saying that you ultimately want the best genetics. You want to look across from you and be like, yeah, this adds up. Now, sometimes it's just about love. Sometimes two people just find each other and they're like, yes, this is it. This is what I've been waiting for. And they have babies, lots of them. And sometimes way too many for them to even support and take care of. But guess what? They find a way. Sometimes they always find a way. I don't know how some of these people do it. I got friends that got a lot of kids. And I mean, I'm like, damn. I mean, and they find a way to take care of all of them. It's incredible. All of them, get loved and they're in a home and they're supported and they have Thanksgiving and Christmas and they find a way to do all the holiday shit and do all the family things. And it's a wonderful thing to watch and take place. And people will be like, I just don't want to struggle like that. And these look like the happiest people I've ever seen. Struggle or not, I know there's tough days. But they overall seem like they're very happy with their lives. But there's a lot of people who will be like, I don't want none of that. I just want to be alone all the way for the rest of my life. I don't want no kids. Out here looking like Aisha Curry. Out here looking ridiculous. Not appreciating the fact that Steph Curry is one of the best dudes on earth. Like, yeah, he might be a little bit boring. Yeah, he might be a little bit stale. But damn, Steph is a good man. This man is stuck by your side while you've been out here wanting to thirst it up with Drake. Christ. I mean, really, don't get the lighties mixed up now. Like, come on now. Like, not all of us yellow brothers are created equal. Drake made the list of all like the top 30 beige bros who was out here crashing out this year. I mean, no, man, you do not do that. Please don't disrespect Steph to that level. Just stop. We don't need to do that. You're talking about natural selection that way. I don't know how you would naturally select Drake. Have you seen him shoot a basketball? Ooh, I'm telling you, it ain't nothing close to what Steph Curry can do. I think you already found a man with the better genetics. And that's why you need to appreciate your life, because guess what? He pumped you full of kids that are going to have great genes. Mostly because of him. So guess what? You need to be happy about that. And I think a lot of people need to be happy and look forward to thinking about, what? Family isn't bad. Damn, did I not enjoy my family? Now, if you had a bad family, ooh, I feel bad for you. Because I know there's some situations where some people I can understand where they're like, yeah, I ain't too big on that. I ain't too big on family. My family was full of drug addicts, mean and abusive and narcissistic people who only cared about themselves, only looked out for themselves, and didn't give a damn about me or my advancement. And I've seen that. Seen people with abusive fathers and people that are like, I really don't like to go back home because every day I've somehow disappointed this guy and I really don't know how. I mean, all I did was go to school and come home and didn't get in trouble. And somehow he found a way to get really riled up with the whiskey bottle and decided he was going to throw it and break it on the wall and then slap me across the face. And it got really wild at home. Mom jumped on his back and then he threw her out the window. Then they had to call 911, fire hydrants out there. I mean, it was wild stuff. I mean, there's always some crazy stories. I mean, there's people wilding out all over the place, meth addicts all over the place. Life has got all sorts of crazy stuff. And like I said, people going back to the whole genes ad. Why are people upset about that? Because like I said, people want good genetics. Do you want the ones with the methed out genes? I don't think so. So guys, I think as a whole, we have to continue to look to improve. I understand that the list of requirements, it seems a little bit ridiculous sometimes, but sometimes look at the list of requirements and do they actually seem like they're ridiculous or are they feasible? Having good hygiene, I think that's a basic requirement. Having a job, basic requirement. You know what I'm saying? Like putting on good clothes. You know what I'm saying? Being responsible with your money. Not always playing video games. Having hobbies. Being nice to people. Oh, I know the list is adding up, but are these not things that you should be able to do naturally anyway? Command a room a little bit. Not everybody's going to be a leader, but you can find a way to step up and have confidence in moments. Be the G of the moment. You know what I'm saying? You don't even have to be overly talented, overly coordinated, overly anything, but you at least can have some confidence and some swag around your woman. And just try that. You know what I'm saying? It does work. Cold approaching probably ain't always the best idea anymore, but there is a chance. I mean, women do appreciate, I think nowadays, more of men who just know how to actually talk to women without always taking it as a sign of like they're hitting on you for being kind. Like that's a big one that goes a long way. I'm telling you, not saying try your best not to get friends on it. That shit is still easy, but you do want to be cordial. You know what I'm saying? But the whole natural selection thing goes into also how you present yourself. You may not have great genes overall, but you might actually have a whole lot to bring to the table. So you might get selected, but you're going to have to get out there and try. You can't just sit at home and be upset and watch Myron Gaines and get all pissy and support all these crazy activists that end up. I mean, there's a whole bunch of things that people be doing out here in the dark web. Get off of Twitter. I'm telling you, it's a terribly dark place. It's not a good place to be. It's a place where you only see degeneracy. I mean, it's only where bad things take place. It melts your brain, melts your mind. It's way worse than Roblox. I mean, pedo blocks. I mean, my goodness, it's even worse than that. Because it's like that times a million. It's infinity, to infinity and beyond is what Twitter is with degenerate content. I'm telling you, it's not good. The debauchery that's on that platform, you can find it in seconds. Like I just told the other day. That's why I don't get on Twitter. It's so easy to find horrible things. Just horrible stuff that just alters your day a little bit. Maybe not ruins it, but you can't get these images out of your head. They constantly will randomly repeat like, ooh, wasn't really planning on seeing that right now. I'm just really trying to eat my sandwich. But unfortunately, I saw somebody's kickback. You know what I'm saying? And those visions continue to flash through your head. And like I said, you're not traumatized, but it is something that's like, damn, I really wish I could get this unburned. Yeah. But natural selection, do you not think it's a thing? I mean, I personally, it's always been this way. That's why natural selection is called what it is. It's like Darwinism, evolution, all this stuff like that. Dude, women have been trying to choose the best mate for a long time. Now, some of them just get thirsty out there and they just want some schlong and they just go take it. You know what I'm saying? And they mess around and get pregnant by the wrong mix of the 25,000 men that they got lined up by. You know what I'm saying? But it happens. And then some dudes just be laying the pipe with any old chick, and then they realize why their son had no skills. You know what I'm saying? They're like, damn, man, I thought my son was going to be good. Yeah, but your woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, have you seen her run? Not pretty. So I'm just saying, like, maybe you should think about that if that's what you're thinking about. But also that goes to like some other theories, and it thinks people be thinking that's crazy. Look, I'm just saying that's what beautiful people with beautiful people, mid with mid, ugly with ugly. I think it all fits, and I think they all create one beautiful conglomeration of individuals. The only thing I don't really necessarily believe in all the time is mixing that. Races and all that stuff like that, who cares? I mean, but maybe we should try to keep this stuff balanced a little bit, because I'm telling you, it leads to weird relationship dynamics and a lot of stuff. But the guys, I'm telling you, who are upset about this, constantly bitching, constantly being upset about, oh my God, women don't want to choose me. And they just always want to look at the other man who's taller, you know what I'm saying? He's got a better job, even though he's really actually broke. They just be giving these guys all this credit just because they look good. And it's like, dude, that guy ain't shit. That guy is stupid. Have you talked to him? Bird brain. I mean, I'm talking about there is nothing clicking up there, homie. And look, I know a lot of women find him attractive, but that's why he's never dating anybody. And then when you actually find out deep down that he tried to clap the cheeks at the end of the night, he failed a lot. Because they said he was so awkward and weird to be around it. They were like, they didn't feel comfortable. Got serial killer energy. I mean, they're like, you know what? I don't know. Something about this makes me feel like American Psycho. You got a whole lot of Patrick Bateman going on, homie. You know what I'm saying? Look good on the surface, crazy internally. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff going on inside of you that I do not want to have to deal with. I'm pretty sure you got pictures of me all here, screenshotted on your phone. They were just my bikini. I mean, in just the lower region. You know what I'm saying? Hell, you might have a picture that you AI generated and added a little bush for a secret fetish. I mean, who knows what these people are doing? Insane. Wait, is it about to start raining? Well, that is random. It's kind of like nice outside. Oh, well. But I think I should end this video. Hopefully you enjoyed. And yeah, like, share, and, hype the video if you have any hypes left. Peace.